that there showed me the power of a design and the experience of connecting with people where they literally, because of the way the products impact their lives. And that's when you're doing a good job on a brand, right? That it comes through in so many ways that people actually develop a relationship and care about it. So my advice is to really, step above, those artifacts you're creating and really think about how you're going to do it in all these different ways. That's one of the most, as I started to figure out how to develop products that really connect a company to people and the ideals of the company, that sort of understanding became incredibly important in our work.
I had someone on the show who was talking about brand love, and he was talking about the brands that we love the most, the ones where you, in your mind, you see them less as a thing and more of a person. Subconsciously, you think of them as a person rather than a thing. And what you said just there, I think embodies that idea that I think with Apple, it kind of almost extends your identity. It's either part, you're not an Apple fan, but if you are, it's kind of extends your identity. And I think products really have a way of doing that they can define you. They can kind of, like you said about headphones, Beats, the Beats by Dre, they do the same thing. They're kind of part of who you are. They say something about you to others. They almost help you to define your own identity. And I think that's something that I've seen that is really cool, really, with the best brands.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the ways I love to talk about is if you look at your shoes at their corporate functional things, right? They protect your feet. They allow you to move throughout the day. They need to be comfortable, all these things, right? But you go out to get a pair of shoes, you have thousands and thousands of options. Why do you choose that one, right? Beyond the functionality or the particular purpose, it's because it's something that you're connecting with your identity of either who you are, who you want to be, and in making that choice, right? And because again, you could break down all the cost and functionality and all the things you need, and you'd still have probably 30 choices. And so why choose that one? And it normally is, a combination of what that particular design is saying to you, and then who made that design, what it represents to you, and it fills an emotional space for you. And that's always there. It doesn't matter whether it's a pair of shoes or a piece of industrial equipment. Somebody is making that purchase decision, and at some level, those things are communicating to them and creating a connection. And I said, I've never done anything where at some level that isn't present.
That's great. I hadn't thought about it like that from that perspective in that way before. And when you said that, it took me back to being about what shoes, and I was thinking why I chose them. And it's interesting because, like, you're right, you got 30 or 40 different options, and you choose one that, like you said, you like the look of, you like the design, but also it says something about you and it feels right for you and stuff. There is a connection and almost like a jigsaw piece fitting into place kind of feeling with it when it's the right brand.
Yeah.